Good morning, everybody. I hope you're all doing fantastic. I'm Dr. Stacy Livingston with Pinnacle Chiropractic. So for today's Wellness Wednesday, we are going to talk about finding what others miss, or in our world, the digital motion x-ray, also called a DMX, or a DXD analysis. So, MRIs often miss connective tissue injuries like spinal ligament laxity. They're a major source of chronic pain, and yet they're frequently invisible on MRI. That's because the MRI will capture your spine when it's at rest, which it can miss the subtle instabilities that only appear when the spine is under stress. So, for example, that could be inflection or extension, or lateral bending, or rotation, things of that nature. So the DXD and the DMX softwares will analyze those stress views. So specifically on DXD, which we mainly use in our office for the lumbar spine or the low back, we'll evaluate flexion, extension, and neutral films, which is pretty cool. And what this allows us to do is it gives us an objective, measurable piece of evidence to support the diagnosis, helps direct our care, and its legal documentation. So the DXD is super cool because it will detect microinstability and abnormal segmental motion. These are based on the American Medical Association guide standards for AOMSI, which is a word a lot of people have never heard of. It's an abbreviation that stands for Alteration of Motion Segment Integrity, also called spinal instability. These can be used on injury claims if you had an attorney, if you were hurt bad, or things like that. So I'm going to flip this camera around here real quick and just kind of show you a highlight here on, it'll flash up here on the computer. That would be a flexion view in the neck. And it's just kind of showing you an abbreviated analysis of what that looks like. And you could see that those lines were not exactly parallel with each other, and that person does have some issues. Now, on the other hand, there is also another piece of technology, the white computer behind me there. That is our digital motion x-ray. That one will actually do a live video while you move. It's a hybrid system. It's more similar to video fluoroscopy. Again, I'm going to flip the camera around here. So this is right off of their website. Check out that neck. That person has had neck surgery. That would be a form of fusion. But you can see exactly what is going on in the spine, exactly where it's at, and how that applies to the person and applies to the symptoms that they have going on. Here's just like a super cool one, I think. This one is of an upper neck. There we see the top neck bone hanging way over the side of C2 there. That is totally abnormal. Here you can see the analysis that they've done on the picture. That one is 7.9 millimeters of overhang on their, I believe that would be left side. They don't have it marked. And 10 on their right side. That person probably has some really crazy stuff going on. Headaches, dizziness. They might even be blacking out. So, if you guys or gals out there would like to have a second opinion on what you have going on, or you were involved in an accident and you need to get things documented appropriately, and you want to get as good as you can or get properly diagnosed, please give us a call and we will get you set up. Again, those are called DXD and DMX. The DMX stands for Digital Motion X-ray. If you have any questions or comments, please drop them in the video below, and I will answer them as soon as I see them. Have a great day. See ya.